Britain is going through a process of national mourning, and that's officially put in place now. It was a recommendation of the Prime Minister's accepted by the Queen. That will go on for 8 days in all until the funeral on Saturday. That's going to be at 3 p.m. at St George's Chapel in Windsor. And as you heard there, Prince Charles described the Duke as a very special person and the most remarkable, devoted companion to the Queen. And he's not been the only one speaking out, saying how appreciated the Duke of Edinburgh was, even as far afield as Pope Francis, who has praised him for his devotion to his marriage and family. Of course, the funeral will be something that attracts a lot of attention around the world, not just here in the United Kingdom. It's been carefully planned, they say, by the Duke himself during his lifetime, but of course those plans now having to be modified. It's said that he didn't want a very elaborate funeral, he didn't want to lie in state, and he's not having an official state funeral either, but the plans are being modified still further because of the COVID-19 restrictions, which will only allow for 30 people to attend. And the royal family have decided that the funeral will take place inside the grounds of Windsor so that crowds can't gather to watch from outside. This is because they don't want to encourage people to gather at a time when that's not meant to happen under the law because of the virus.
Now, we have to bring up the royal family's strife, the recent drama around the Oprah Winfrey interview. Does this provide a mending moment for the royal family, or does it just highlight the issues, perhaps?
Well, it may do both, and we've yet to see. I think the focus of the royal family's attention, and they will hope of everybody else's, will be on the funeral and the Duke of Edinburgh, not on the people attending, which will, we've been told, include Prince Harry, after that explosive interview he gave to Oprah Winfrey, in which he had plenty of criticism for his family. It was said by him after the recording of the interview, apparently, that the Duke of Edinburgh wasn't the person who he alleged had made racist comments about his wife and unborn child. But certainly this has had a negative effect on the reputation of the family in some quarters. Prince Harry will be attending the funeral. His wife, Meghan Markle, won't be attending because she is still pregnant and her doctors have recommended that she does not travel during that time. Prince Harry, of course, won't have seen the family since that interview. He's said to have had some phone conversations since, but this will be the first time they're meeting in person. Perhaps something like this will put everything in proportion and they can forget about some of the rifts. Seems unlikely, though, as these were really very serious allegations against the family, against his family, the royal family, at the head of Great Britain. And so perhaps it will be a time for some private conversations. Perhaps it won't be the time because mourning will be the order of the day.
The Duke was 99 years old here, obviously a moment to reflect, but not necessarily a shift in direction for the royal family.
Well, the Duke of Edinburgh has been credited in large part for having carved out a new role for the consort, specifically for a male consort. There were others, but of course, he is the only person to have been by the Queen's side for the entirety of her reign as her husband, having to find a very unique role for somebody to support her, but also to keep really in the background. And he busied himself with many activities that were important to him, whether it was charity or whether it was pursuing interests of his own in the Commonwealth and representing the United Kingdom there. He will be remembered, of course, for some of the things that he gave to the country, most notably the Duke of Edinburgh's awards. It's seen as something that's given opportunity to thousands and thousands of British and Commonwealth youngsters who get to achieve certain goals and aims in a variety of fields, whatever their backgrounds. So he'll be remembered for all of those things and having had that modernising effect on the monarchy in many ways. And so perhaps, as you say, not a shift in how the monarchy will be seen and how it will behave in future, but perhaps it will continue to reflect that modernising spirit.
Jonathan Sacerdoti, thanks for bringing us all that latest, coming to us from London.